Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you everything you need to know about your Los Angeles Lakers. Today's update is one you really don't want to miss, because there's a real sense of urgency growing around this team right now. It's not just about the next game anymore. It's about survival, about legacy, and about setting the tone for a playoff run that could either be unforgettable or heartbreakingly short. And the energy is different. You can feel it. It's intense. It's urgent. It's emotional. And honestly, it's exactly what you dream about as a fan. But could this surge of energy be what pushes the Lakers to greatness? Or could it burn them out before they even get a chance to make some noise in the playoffs? That's what we're breaking down today. And trust me, there's a lot to talk about. Let's start with what just happened against the Houston Rockets, because that win wasn't just another box score result. It was a statement. A 104-98 win that was earned possession by possession, with every player buying into the mission. Fight for every inch. Houston isn't the easiest team to beat either. They're young, athletic, and fighting desperately to sneak into the playoffs themselves. They have nothing to lose and everything to prove, which makes them incredibly dangerous. But the Lakers match that energy, and then some. Head coach J.J. Redick's comments after the game really set the tone. The playoffs have already started for us. And you know what? He's absolutely right. When you look at how the Western Conference standings are shaping up, it's pure chaos. Every single night, seeds are flipping. Teams are jumping from 5th to 9th and back again with just one win or one loss. There's literally no breathing room. And when you've got LeBron James, arguably the greatest player of all time, openly admitting that everyone in the Lakers locker room is scoreboard watching every night, it tells you just how tense things have gotten. Players aren't just fighting for playoff positioning. They're fighting for their reputations, for their futures, for the chance to chase history. The stakes couldn't be higher. Now, if we dig into the math a little bit, the Lakers currently sit just 2.5 games behind the Rockets, with a massive rematch coming up on April 11th that could swing the entire playoff picture. And sandwiched between now and that Houston game, just a little showdown against the Golden State Warriors. No big deal, right? Except it is a big deal, a huge deal, because Golden State is lurking right behind the Lakers, just 2.5 games back themselves, and they're fighting with that same desperation. Think about that for a second. We could be looking at two games, Houston and Golden State, that could define the Lakers' entire season. One slip-up, and the Lakers could find themselves stuck in the dreaded play-in tournament. Win both, and they could climb all the way to a secure playoff seed. That's how razor-thin the margin is right now. But let's talk about how the Lakers actually got that win against Houston, because it wasn't the LeBron and Luka show that everyone always expects. In fact, LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves combined for just 39 shot attempts. That's incredibly low for your three primary offensive engines. But here's the thing, that wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a sign of growth. Instead of trying to force their way through double teams and collapsing defenses, the Lakers trusted their depth. They trusted Gabe Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith, who absolutely delivered with 20 points each nailing 6 three-pointers. This kind of performance is exactly why championship teams aren't just built on stars. They're built on depth, on role players stepping up in huge moments. And if you don't believe that, just look back at every title team of the last 20 years. It's not just the big names that win you games in May and June. It's the unsung heroes. It's the Derek Fishers, the Robert Horrys, the Alex Carusas, the Gabe Vincents, the Dorian Finney-Smiths. These are the guys who win you playoff games when the margins are tight and the pressure is suffocating. And speaking of pressure, you could see Houston trying everything to break the Lakers' rhythm. They were blitzing Luka on every pick and roll, trapping LeBron the second he crossed half court. They were daring the Lakers' supporting cast to beat them. And the Lakers' supporting cast responded with one of their most clutch performances of the season. Gabe Vincent, in particular, looked like he was back in his Miami Heat Finals form, calm, composed, and lethal from three. Meanwhile, Dorian Finney-Smith showed exactly why the Lakers prioritized acquiring him, knocking down threes and playing suffocating defense. This wasn't just about beating Houston. It was about building the blueprint for playoff success. It was about proving to the rest of the league, and maybe even to themselves, that this team is deeper, tougher, and more battle-tested than people realize. And if you're a Lakers fan, that should give you a ton of hope. Another thing that stood out from that win was Luka's post-game comments. He said, "In the playoffs, these are the kinds of defenses you'll see. You can't just go out there and ISO ball your way to 40 points every night. You have to trust the pass. You have to trust the guys around you. That's the mentality you want from your superstar. Luka knows he can drop 40 if he needs to. But he also knows that real playoff basketball is about making the right play over and over again, even if it means giving up a good shot for a great one. And look, there's something else brewing here too. Something you can't measure with stats. It's chemistry. It's belief. It's the quiet confidence that comes from surviving adversity together. Remember, this Lakers team has been through a lot this season. Injuries, brutal schedules, doubts from the media, frustrated fans. At multiple points this year, it would have been easy for this group to splinter, to point fingers, to give up. But they didn't. They stayed locked in. And now, with the playoffs on the horizon, that resilience is paying off. You can even see it in little moments during games. The way LeBron talks to Rui Hachimura during timeouts, coaching him up on defensive positioning. The way Austin Reeves pulls D'Angelo Russell aside to go over a play. The way AD is constantly communicating with the younger bigs, making sure they know their rotations. Those details matter. They add up. And when the pressure ramps up even higher in the playoffs, teams that trust each other, that communicate like that, they survive. Teams that don't, they crumble. Another factor that can't be overlooked, health. For the first time in a long time, the Lakers are relatively healthy. LeBron's dealing with some minor ankle issues, sure, but compared to past years where AD was out or LeBron was limping into the playoffs, this is a night and day difference. Having your full arsenal available in the playoffs is everything. And with players like Jackson Hayes stepping up, it gives the Lakers even more versatility. Hayes has been a revelation defensively, protecting the rim and giving AD the freedom to roam and wreak havoc. And let's not forget about the other teams in the West either. Yeah, Denver is still a juggernaut. Phoenix looks dangerous. Oklahoma City is ahead of schedule. But every single one of those teams has flaws. Every single one has matchups the Lakers can exploit. There's no unbeatable team out West. Not this year. And if the Lakers can stay healthy, keep building chemistry, and get consistent contributions from their role players, there's no reason they can't make a deep run, maybe even all the way to the finals. But before we get there, the Lakers have to take care of business. That starts with beating Golden State, then handling Houston, then locking into whatever first-round matchup they draw. It's going to be a war. Every possession is going to matter. Every mistake is going to be magnified. But that's playoff basketball. That's why we love it. That's why legends are made in April, May, and June. And if you're a Lakers fan, you should be excited, not just because of the talent on this roster, but because of the heart they've shown. Because of the way they've fought through adversity. Because of the way they're peaking at just the right time. This team has a chance to do something special. It won't be easy. It never is. But that's what makes it worth it. In the locker room, the mood shifted from frustration to determination. Team meetings became more intense, with players holding each other accountable and setting higher standards. Practices turned into battlegrounds where competition thrived, and the coaching staff worked tirelessly to adjust strategies that maximize the available personnel. Every player, from the stars to the two-way contracts, understood that their contributions could tip the balance in any given game. LeBron James, ever the anchor of the franchise, took it upon himself to set the tone. Despite battling his own nagging injuries, he showed up early to practice, stayed late for shooting drills, and kept the energy high during games. His presence reminded everyone that championship pursuits are never linear and that enduring the grind was part of what separated great teams from good ones. His example elevated the entire team's mentality, keeping hope alive during the toughest stretches. Meanwhile, Anthony Davis embraced a heavier burden on both ends of the floor. His defensive prowess became the Lakers' calling card, and his offensive aggression gave the team a reliable focal point. Critics who once questioned his durability and consistency were forced to acknowledge the elite level he maintained night after night. Davis knew that if the Lakers were to achieve anything meaningful this year, he would have to be the dominant force they could rally around. Off the court, the front office remained active, constantly evaluating potential moves that could bolster the team's chances. Trade rumors swirled around various players, and every move, or lack thereof, sent waves through the fanbase. Rob Pelinka and his team walked a tightrope, balancing the urgency to win now with a need to protect the franchise's future. Every decision carried weight, and the margin for error was razor-thin. As the trade deadline loomed, the Lakers made a few calculated moves, bringing in reinforcements that addressed some glaring weaknesses. The additions injected fresh energy into the locker room, providing better floor spacing, improved defense, and an overall versatility that the team had sorely lacked. The chemistry wasn't instantaneous, but there was a noticeable uptick in intensity and belief once the new pieces were integrated into the rotation. The push for playoff positioning became a brutal race in the Western Conference. Every game carried playoff implications, and the Lakers knew they couldn't afford many slip-ups. The coaching staff emphasized the importance of winning the winnable games, matchups against struggling teams, or those missing key players, while also stealing a few victories against top-tier competition. Each night was a new battle, and the margin for error remained razor-thin. One of the most compelling storylines that developed was the emergence of the Lakers bench unit. Previously a weak point, the reserves found new life behind inspired performances from rising players. Their energy often shifted the momentum in close games, providing the starters with much-needed relief. What was once a liability had transformed into a strength, giving the Lakers a deeper arsenal to draw from as the regular season wound down. In the midst of this resurgence, the bond between the players strengthened. They celebrated each other's successes with genuine joy, and losses were met with collective resolve rather than finger-pointing. That unity, forged through months of adversity, gave the Lakers an intangible edge that stats could never fully capture. It was clear that this group cared deeply about each other and about the mission they were chasing together. I want to hear from you guys, though. Do you believe this team has what it takes to make a real run? Or are there still concerns you think need to be addressed before the playoffs officially begin? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because as always, your voice is what makes this community special. If you enjoyed this update, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a single update. We've got so much more coming your way as the Lakers fight their way through the most exciting, nerve-wracking, unforgettable part of the season. Buckle up, Lakers Nation. It's going to be a wild ride.